Godzilla is now in New York City.
Monster 01 and 02, commence the attack.
And welcome back to another episode of Stomp This Way. How is everybody doing today?
I'm living.
Oh, yeah.
Are you living?
I'm living.
Are you living like Larry?
Living like Larry.
I love that for you.
That's great. Is everyone excited about our episode today?
Sure.
Sure. We almost recorded it without you today. Sorry.
I'll just leave then.
Okay. You do that. Just go. We don't want you here anyway. He's still here.
I'm not leaving.
Anyway, what are we doing? Oh, we're here for our second Lost World movie.
Yeah.
More dinosaurs.
More kind
Kind of.
sort of. Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, Lost World 1960.
This is a film.
This is a film. No one had seen it, I'm guessing, prior to this viewing.
No.
No.
Why would I?
Why would I? Yeah, so it was an experience.
If you can't tell by our enthusiasm.
Yeah, of course. Now, this is not technically the last Lost World adaptation. There are several other movies, and I'm sure TV shows.
There are multiple TV series.
Whatever, but as far as I can
One that
tell,
ran for like 60-something episodes, apparently, in like the late 90s.
as far as I can tell, the other movies were either direct-to-video or made for television or kind of like parody movies. So
That's never stopped you before.
Well, it hasn't, but it's stopping me today because we're going to do these two, and then we're going to move on to Greener Pastures.
Good films.
Good real movies. Not that these aren't real movies. They are movies in the most literal sense, but, big budget movies.
Films.
Spielbergian films.
Literally.
Anyway, yeah, The Lost World. You want some production trivia?
Well, let me hear it. What do you got?
Well, this is from director and producer Irwin Allen, and he bought the rights to the novel for $100,000 in 1959. He actually hired Willis O'Brien. Of course, we all know Willis O'Brien.
Yes.
Did the effects on the first movie and King Kong, of course. He hired O'Brien to do models for this, but the budget only allowed for live animals when they actually got to filming. So apparently O'Brien did a lot of like sketches for designs and stuff that were ultimately thrown out. Although he is credited as the effects technician in the credits. So this was one of his final film credits apparently. We talked about it previously, I think, in one of our King Kong podcasts. O'Brien had a rough go of it. He his wife murdered his two children and herself. And then, he kind of had the King Kong. He had the rights to King Kong for a while, and then they kind of got sold out from under him by this shady business dealer to Toho, and he kind of had a rough life. But anyway,
Poor guy.
Allen had issues getting the project off the ground, but Buddy Adler, who was head of 20th Century Fox at the time, eventually agreed to finance the movie. Finance, in quotes. Irwin would later recycle some of the footage for various TV series he ran, including Land of the Giants, Lost in Space, The Time Tunnel, and Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. And some of the footage was also recycled for the movie When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth. So anyway, yeah. Andrew, What about some box office information?
It was released July 13th, 1960,
Yeah.
with a budget of 1.5 million.
That's true. It was.
And it made about $2.5 million box office gross.
Yeah, according to Wikipedia.
How accurate that actually is, who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Who cares? But anyway,
We care.
we care. Because we are dealers in truth and facts. And nothing more or less.
This is literally this entire podcast is an opinion based podcast.
No opinions. Just straight facts.
So our word on films is the final word. Like there's nothing else after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I spit just straight facts. There are no other valid opinions.
Okay. So what we say is it.
It is word.
It is written.
word.
It is written.
Just so we're clear.
Okay.
Anyway, let's listen to a trailer. I think the trailer actually has words this time.
Whoa.
And,
Whoa.
then we'll come back and we'll talk about the cast and the crew and a plot summary and all about the 1960 version of The Lost World. So, see you in a bit.
This is the greatest moment of your lives. There it is, directly ahead. A body of land uplifted by volcanic eruption 100 million years ago. The land where monsters live.
Yes, you're heading out of this world by jet airliner, by hydroplane, by helicopter, into the wildest of all jungles, into the forbidding headwaters of the Amazon. With Michael Rennie, Jill St. John, David Hedison, Claude Rains, Fernando Lamas, and Frosty the Poodle, as they discover a primitive world exactly the way it was at the dawn of time, in the most fantastic of adventure stories.
For me, this story started 3 years ago when Burton White came to me. He told me of how in some Indian village out here in the jungle, he'd met a fever-stricken white man who babbled on about a plateau with monsters and diamonds.
Here is the most amazing of all possible worlds. You'll see man-eating vines that lure their prey, spiders as tall as trees, hair-raising attack by prehistoric monsters, Battle of the Titans to the death, the most terrible creatures of destruction that ever walked the earth. You'll flee through grotesque underground mazes from cannibals who demand human sacrifice.
Sacrifice? The place they undoubtedly plan to kill you. No, not me, please, no!
You'll be among the first mortals to cross the graveyard of the damned. You'll scale the incredible wall of death. You'll face the terrors of the Cave of Fire, with its lake of molten lava, its fabulous pyramid of diamonds. And you'll be stunned by the horrifying 100-foot fire monster that guards a king's ransom in treasure.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
We're back. Andrew,
Yeah.
who made this movie?
Well, it was directed by Irwin Allen and written by Irwin Allen and Charles Bennett.
Yeah.
And the music by Paul Sautel and Bert Schefter.
Yeah.
And starring Michael Rennie, Jill St. John,
Yeah.
David Hedison, and Claudia Rains,
Oh, Claude Rains.
Claude Rains. Close. And Fernando Lamas.
Beautiful. Who was who, Aaron?
That is not the MASH guy.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah, David Hedison is Ed. Jill is obviously Jennifer, and David Hedison is what is it? Ed. Michael Rennie is John Roxton. Claude Rains
Professor
is
Challenger.
Professor Challenger, and Fernando Lamas is Gomez.
Gomez.
Yes. Anyway, Dylan, what is the plot of this movie?
The plot.
The plot.
Well, after returning with tales of dinosaurs on an isolated plateau at the mouth of the Amazon, Professor Challenger puts together an expedition to prove his claims. Coming along are John Roxton, notorious big game hunter, Ed Malone, reporter, Jennifer and David Holmes, children of the expedition's financier, and Professor Summerlee, Challenger's longtime rival. In Venezuela, they pick up their helicopter pilot Gomez and his business partner Costa. The group gets to the plateau, but on the first night, a dinosaur destroys their helicopter. They run into various dinos, carnivorous plants, and giant insects as they cross the dangerous terrain. They eventually encounter a native woman whom they capture and take back to their camp. At the camp, Roxton discovers the journal of Burton White, a man whom Roxton had abandoned at the start of a previous expedition. The native girl escapes and Summerlee is shot by a mysterious enemy. The group is soon taken hostage by the natives and they run into White, now blind and held prisoner by the locals. Gomez asks about the fate of one of White's comrades, Santiago, and White reveals that Santiago died. The group's former captive takes pity on them and tries to lead them to safety through a volcanic tunnel. As they near their escape, Gomez turns on them, wanting the life of Roxton for abandoning Santiago, who is revealed to have been Gomez's brother. A dinosaur attacks, and feeling guilty for his actions, Gomez sacrifices his life so the others can get away. Costa is eaten by the dinosaur during the encounter. Back down at the base of the plateau, the group laments the destruction of any proof as the volcano wipes away the life on the plateau. But Challenger reveals he has a dinosaur egg, which hatches into a baby Tyrannosaurus Rex. As credits roll.
That's what the dialogue tells us. I also forgot to close the loop. It was Gomez that shot Summerlee. He was the mysterious shooter.
This is true.
But anyway. So when this movie starts, one interesting decision is that this is not going to be a period piece. This is going to be set in quote unquote modern times when this movie was made. So
yes, there are planes.
There are planes, trains, and even automobiles.
Whoa.
Whoa.
We just got sued.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, so, you know, I hadn't really read anything on this movie, so that was an interesting decision. Was it the right decision? I don't know. They probably didn't have the money to do a proper period piece. So.
Probably not.
So, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, yeah, so when we get into the movie, it's going to start with, you know, the basic, I mean, it's the same basic plot. Challenger is coming back from an expedition. He has, you know, he's claiming that he saw dinosaurs or whatever, but he lost all of his proof because his canoe turned over on the river or whatever. And he lost all of his photographs. So they're going to have this scientific convention thing, and Challenger and Summerlee are gonna bicker back and forth, and then Challenger says, I'm gonna put together an expedition and I want, you know, 3 other people to go. And so Summerlee volunteers, or Challenger volunteers Summerlee, and then they also have John Roxton, who is this, you know, same character, big game hunter, kind of a playboy type. I feel like in this movie is a kind of an added personality trait. And
Sure.
We also have Ed Malone,
who unfortunately has like zero motivation for going on this trip, unlike the original film.
They kind of, yeah, the Gladys subplot is gone. And so, yeah, they do kind of rob him of his motivation in this version of the movie. And that is true. Now, I will say, I'll say for this movie, without just recounting all the plot steps that we went through last movie, I don't mind this movie leading up to getting to the plateau. I think everything before the plateau is a functional film. I actually
it serves the same basic function as the original. I mean, it sets up like the two rival scientists the same way, pretty much. Sets up basically the same reason why they're going on the expedition. You know, we want to go prove that there's dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Because these two guys are like, well, there are dinosaurs. Summerlee's like, well, no, there's not.
Yeah.
And then they get a group together and they go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the cast actually in this movie for the most part. I think the guys playing Challenger and Summerlee, their banter I think is pretty good here in the beginning, and they're back and forth, and I think they're playing their characters pretty well. I mean, Ed is kind of a flat character, I think, but and then we have this new dynamic. So in the original film, they added the character of Mrs. White, whatever her name was. And Mabel White, or no, that was her dad.
That was her dad.
Whatever her name was. In this movie, we're going to add a character by the name of Jennifer Holmes. Now, she's not the only addition, but she's the main addition. And she is the daughter of Ed Malone's boss, and who runs the newspaper, or is vice president of the newspaper, whatever he says. And he's going to barge into this thing and say, well, if, because obviously Challenger does not like...
He does not like reporters. So he doesn't like them invading his privacy.
I mean, the opening scene of this movie is him getting off the airplane and like knocking Malone on the top of the head.
See, like he did
umbrella.
in the first one. See, they got to fight in the first movie. Remember?
They did. So, but in exchange for letting Ed go on the expedition, Mr. Holmes is gonna give $100,000. He's
gonna finance the trip, basically.
He's basically gonna finance it. So, but she wants to go, but she's told no. But she's kind of the tomboy.
She says she can ride, fly, and shoot better than any man.
Oh yeah, I don't think she shows any of those skills in this movie.
No,
but that's what she says, and so that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna get on but she gets turned down. But anyway, they get on the plane. They're gonna actually fly to Venezuela, and they're gonna get there. And when they get there, they're met by our two additional new characters for this movie. Costa and Gomez. Gomez is going to be their helicopter pilot. And lo and behold, actually, Jennifer has already got there before they did. And she's brought along
her brother,
her younger brother, David. So now they've got two spoiled rich kids going with them. Kids, they're adults.
yeah.
But again, this scene in Venezuela, I'm not minding this movie. I think they've probably filmed this in Mexico. They
filmed this not in Mexico.
You don't think they filmed this in Mexico?
I read on the IMDb page the entire thing was filmed at 20th Century Studios.
The whole thing. This
there are
scene
some
right
exterior
here
shots
is outside. I don't know where they filmed it.
I don't think it's actually outside. I think it's probably on a soundstage somewhere. And I think the shots where they're like flying, there are actual shots of planes flying, and there are actual shots of like Angel Falls and stuff that we see later. Like those are actual shots. I don't know where they came from. They might have actually got those, but I read that the majority of the film, what they did film that wasn't recycled or reused, was shot on.
I felt like this one scene felt like it was filmed outdoors.
Maybe.
I could be wrong. I felt like this one scene looked like it had natural lighting and looked like it was real trees and stuff. I think this one scene was filmed outdoors. Now, yes, once they get on the plateau, they're on a soundstage. But anyway, I'm not minding this movie. I think the actors are having pretty good. I mean, it's cheesy, but they're having pretty good banter. They actually have they at least rented a plane that flies in and out. So it's actually some real.
It seems as though
props.
It feels like your pretty standard adventure sci-fi film of this time period.
Yeah.
Characters are all pretty similar that you've seen in other films like this that we may or may not have talked about.
Yeah.
Things like that. I mean, they're all pretty standard, but serviceable enough for what we've got going so far.
Yeah, I think,
decent.
Like I said, I like the actors. I think Challenger and Summerlee and all the other characters are having pretty good banter. There's a bit of a something set up where Gomez acts like he's asking about Santiago, and he's talking about him going missing, and He seems to know the Professor Challenger from his previous expedition and all this stuff.
Kind of Roxton.
And Roxton too. So, and there's this love, every movie has to have a romantic subplot. So Jennifer is trying to get John to marry her, but John is like pushing her away because he's not in a marrying mood. And then Ed is asking about, their situationship or whatever and all that kind of stuff. But anyway.
Yes.
We're going to, what is it, maybe probably about 25 minutes in, we're going to hop on a helicopter, which you noted that the exterior shots of the helicopter we see in the exterior shots, in no way does it have a cabin that as big as the one we see in the interior shots.
I mean, the helicopter, it's a pretty big helicopter, don't get me wrong, but like it's got like 10 people on it, and I don't know where all these people are sitting. Plus, they're all sitting on one side.
Yeah, and it's not like they're crammed in there. It's pretty roomy in there.
I mean, they're up, like they're able to move and walk around. Like at one point as they're flying over like Angel Falls and like getting close to the plateau or whatever, they all crowd up behind like the front of this helicopter and stand behind where they're flying. They're like, oh my gosh, like they're all standing there perfectly fine, plenty of space. I'm like, what helicopter is this?
It's a luxury.
Like this helicopter is not that big.
But I will say, and I don't know, this footage was probably shot for something else, but the aerial shots they have of Angel Falls and all this,
Gotta be Angel Falls. It looks like it at least
landscape or whatever is nice. It looks good. Gives the movie kind of a good aesthetic. But
feels real.
Feels real because it is real footage of the outdoors, except for the interior shots of the helicopter.
Oh yeah, you tell me they didn't actually get into a real helicopter flying it?
No, they flew those people to a plateau and set them down.
I mean, some of the exterior shots of the helicopter was a real helicopter when the two guys are getting out of the cockpit or whatever. And but no, like the interior shots where they're all sitting there or not. That's a stage.
That's a very obvious stage.
But anyway,
we make it to the plateau.
Like I said, up until this point where we get to the plateau, I'm like, this movie's fine. It's perfectly serviceable. No real major issues. Once we get to the plateau, and I know we're going to talk about effects later, but when we get to the night and when you catch sight of the first dinosaur, it's like any credibility this movie has immediately flies out the window.
It's gone.
It's like, oh.
You're like, oh,
it's going to be one of those movies. Okay. Yeah. It's just an iguana with
horns.
some horns glued to its face.
And fins.
it's a brontosaur.
It's a yeah. They claim it's a brontosaur, which it is definitely not.
No,
it's an iguana with some horns glued on it for some reason.
The Tyrannosaurus Rex at the end.
Oh, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. We'll wait.
But so and then at that point it's just like, okay, let's just get through this. Like, oh my god. But they're gonna do their little thing. The helicopter, similar to the original Godzilla film, where they went and visited Odo Island and Godzilla came ashore that night and stomped on their helicopter. Well, this brontosaur is crushed their helicopter and pushed it over the cliff or something. So they're trapped, and there's no radio, no contact with the outside world. They're trapped on this plateau.
Oh, yes, they are.
And so they go on a little adventure, and they run into some carnivorous mushrooms or something that Summerlee gets trapped in one briefly.
Something out of like Journey to the Center of the Earth, something like that.
Yeah. And they're walking along, and at one point, Ed catches sight of a native girl.
She takes off running,
dressed like an infant islander or something. Although, granted, this movie came out before the first Mothra movie, but she takes off running, and he goes running after her into the cave of cobwebs, and we're granted to a
giant spider.
We'll talk about that in air effects. Oof. So anyway, he gets attacked by a spider or something.
No, he shoots it.
Oh, he shoots the spider.
He shoots the spider.
That's right.
And
then
he captures the girl.
And then he apprehends this poor native girl and literally just drags her by the arm back to their makeshift camp. And so they just kind of hold this girl hostage. And
Under Challenger's orders.
Challenger, this creature, he keeps referring to her as
Yeah,
the creature.
creature.
She's the most realistic creature on this island, that's for sure. And yeah, so they're all kind of stuck in this camp. And
I will say they do start to argue and bicker about the fact that they should not keep her here because she
Yeah.
could be dangerous.
yeah,
Their reason for believing that she could be dangerous is that if she's there, that means that there are other natives there.
at
And
one
they're-
point, sorry.
And they're gonna come and looking for her.
One point, Costa like goes crazy and like tries to run off the edge of the cliff or something, but they calm him down.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then one point, Costa tries to rape the native girl, and that's a whole big thing. And David like takes her outside and figures out that she knows how to shoot a rifle. So he's like,
Did we skip
Uh-oh.
over the fight between John and Ed here?
I think that's right about the same time where yeah, John and Ed get into this fist fight, have a whole good old fashioned throwdown, and John gets knocked to the ground, and he finds a journal,
Yeah.
and they're reading through it, and it's the journal of not Maplewhite this time, it's
John
Barrett White,
Burton.
Burton White,
Burton, right?
and so they read the journal. And
It's from
figure-
3 years prior.
3 years prior, and they figure, and Burton had already come to the island on an expedition, but they figured out that he was supposed to have been led by John Roxton himself, but John had been in bed with a woman, and so he was late to the party, and by the time he got around to it, he was like, nah, don't feel like it, and had just left him to die, basically.
Mhm.
So he's kind of a piece of crap,
Yeah.
and it shatters Jennifer's image of him quite dramatically. And yeah,
And she doesn't want him anymore.
she doesn't
No.
want him anymore. He's just a diamond hunting fool or something. And anyway, at this point, the native girl like runs away, and they go chasing after her, and then Summerlee gets shot.
Yeah, we find out that she knows how to handle a rifle, I guess, and we're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, and she gets away, and then
They chase after her, and then Summerlee gets shot.
Gomez. They
They
find
find
Gomez.
Gomez.
He looks like he's been whopped over the head or something, and they take him back. And then Ed keeps chasing after the girl, and then
Ends up right back where he started.
yeah, and then he and Jennifer, when they get back to the camp, everyone's gone and have been taken.
Yeah.
And then him and Jennifer look up, and lo
That's
and behold,
natives.
there's some natives there, and they get tooken. And
Tooken.
so what they've basically done is they've kind of combined from the book. I talked about in that first movie, they left out pretty much all the stuff. There was an ape man, but they left out all the stuff about the warring ape men and natives in the book. They've kind of combined the purpose of the ape men and the natives from the book, where the ape men were kind of the evil, like people taking hostages and stuff, and then they help the natives fight them off or whatever. They've kind of combined those roles into one set of natives here, where the natives are going to be taking them hostage and everything.
Apparently cannibals or something.
Challenger thinks they're cannibals.
They have human skulls.
They do have human skulls laying around. But they find Mr. White. He's blind
He's
for
blind
reasons.
for now, apparently.
And he's, I guess, basically held prisoner by the natives.
Yeah. 'Cause It's,
They
a,
won't kill him because he's blind
it's
Yeah.
a bad omen
It's
to
a
kill.
taboo to kill a blind person, apparently.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just there.
So anyway, but Gomez, you talked about it. He's been asking about Santiago, and he goes up to White, and he's like, "Is Santiago still alive?" And White's like, "No, he died."
Like,
And,
bro's dead.
Then he walks
did.
off, and he opens a locket with his picture and some guy we
Santiago's-
assume was
I guess
Santiago's
Santiago's
picture.
picture. And he looks at it all longingly.
And Dylan was like, "Is it his lover?"
He's looking at it. He's like looking at it lovingly, and this guy walks up behind him. Is like looking over his shoulder, and he closes it really quick, and he's like,
I was like, "This could be quite progressive for 1960." Of course, we'll find out.
"It's his brother."
It's his
It's
brother.
a brother.
Maybe that's a cover story. We don't know. But
He really loves his brother.
he's very close to his brother. Santiago was a great adventurer, but he was betrayed by John Roxton,
Left to die
left to die
on the plateau.
by this evil white man.
But Burton apparently has knowledge of the way to get off the island without, or the plateau without,
Needing
without a helicopter.
Yeah.
There's apparently this passage that will lead them down through like a graveyard and volcanic lava pits and giant monsters. And if the fire gods let them pass, they shall live and exit out the other side.
Because the plateau is basically an active volcano.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's all kinds of volcanic tunnels underneath it. And so the native girl, for whatever reason, she is taking a liking to these people. I guess she likes David.
Her and David are an item or something.
Yeah.
She wants to leave Costa behind because he tried to rape her, but they're like, nope, he's got to go. And she's like, whatever. So
They don't matter much longer.
they go through the caves, and there's like this one part where there's like these vines that keep trying to grab them, so they have to like poke the torch through, and they curl back, and someone goes through, and they have to repeat that motion over and over. And anyway, so they go through, and then we get to like a cheap version of the Temple of Doom set.
And they got the fog machines rolling.
They got the fog machines cranking, and they got to walk along this narrow ledge as there's lava, molten lava flowing below, and they almost fall. And
the fires of Mount Doom.
yeah, and anyway, so they get to this one spot, and they're gonna pass, but then Gomez is like, "No, you shall not pass, because I hate John Roxton, so that means all of you have to die." Or something. And
he can't leave any witnesses.
But
or something.
Costa's been like gathering diamonds, and
they found the diamonds, by the way.
They found the diamonds in a nice little bowl, just sitting there.
They're just sitting there, they're just chilling.
And Ed takes it and throws it at Gomez, and it causes Gomez's shot to be off, but that awakens the fire dragon, and the fire dragon pops out of this little pool below them, and it's an iguana with horns glued to its head, but whatever.
Yeah.
And Gomez.
No, it's a triceratops.
Oh, is that what it was?
I don't know.
I don't think they were very worried about the biology of the
triceratops. Don't swim.
That you know of.
There's like this log sticking out of these rocks that's like
holding back
the lava.
By the way, Costa gets thrown into the water and gets eaten by the dino there.
Yeah, he does. But Ed goes over and he tries to like use the log to pry the rocks away to dump lava into the water with the thing, but he can't do it. And then Gomez feels guilty all of a sudden.
Has a change of heart.
So he goes over there and he's like, "No, I shall do it."
And he rides that log.
And anyway, so he dies. He falls into the water and dies. But he knocks loose the dam and the lava and
the fire
they
monster
cook the iguana or something. And the dinosaur.
A fire monster. It's a dinosaur.
And the others get away and
they make it out of the cave.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh no, the volcano erupts."
Should we have also mentioned at this point in time that Mr. Challenger himself has also found not only diamonds, but they also found a dinosaur egg.
That he did. And so as they're all like, "Oh no, the volcano's erupting and killing everything on the plateau. How are we ever gonna have proof?"
John's like, I have these diamonds.
Yeah.
So he, I guess, took some diamonds, and he like hands them to Ed and Jennifer or whatever, and
it's like
says,
a wedding
gift. Like,
when did they become
apparently they're a couple or something?
That's kind of random, but okay. And then Professor Challenger's like, "We're not totally empty-handed. I got this dinosaur egg."
And then he drops it.
He drops it in a little.
He says it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
It's a little gecko.
It's a gecko with
with horns.
Triceratops horns glued to it.
No,
it's
animals.
a T-Rex.
We totally skipped over the dinosaur fight.
Oh,
Dinosaur fight.
Where they had a monitor lizard and a baby alligator.
Literally fight. I'm pretty sure that these two lizards actually fought.
They actually fought. I mean, PETA would have had a conniption.
I'm 100% convinced
there's
these
literally
two lizards
a hand
actually fought.
pushing them towards each other.
There's a hand at one point in time that literally pushes the monitor lizard toward the alligator.
And
I don't know if they
get into a pretty
survived
nasty
either.
fight.
They fall off the cliff.
And they fall off the cliff. And
but anyway, so yeah, the Tyrannosaurus Rex hatches.
Yeah, and they're gonna take it back.
And
I guess they're just gonna have a Tyrannosaurus Rex as a pet.
Yeah.
Question mark.
You don't have a pet T-Rex?
I don't.
No, but you got a cat over there.
I have a cat that's just about as destructive. Anyway, yeah,
they're gonna open
A Jurassic Park?
A Jurassic Park.
Oh, this is the prequel that we never knew we needed.
He uses the T-Rex DNA to create the rest of the dinosaurs.
Oh my god. Professor
Splice.
Challenger's like in with Professor Hammond or
Dr. Hammond.
Dr. Hammond.
But hear me out. You know what this thing really is missing?
What?
A monster rampage scene.
I know what we needed was to cut to like 5 years later.
This
and
movie just ends abruptly. Like, oh, there's a T-Rex hatching. We're rich.
They didn't have the budget for the T-Rex rampaging through the city.
Well, they
No.
should have friggin' found it.
But credits roll and the movie's over. 96 minutes. 96 minutes of your life, Dylan. How do you feel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know how else we could spend it.
You know, last week we spent 100 minutes
Yeah.
watching a silent film.
Yeah.
Which was somehow more engaging than
It's
this
been a film with dialogue.
in color dialogue film.
Yeah.
But anyway, you want to do some creature design?
Creatures.
This is the worst part of the movie. They have a
That
monster
coupled
lizard.
with the effects.
Yeah, and the effects too. But we have a monitor lizard, an iguana.
Yeah, so like the first one we see is the iguana.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a brontosaur.
Yeah.
And it's literally just an iguana, and they've like glued.
They got like a frill they've glued to its head.
And like,
And then like stegosaur plates that they've like
glued
Glued to its
laid
back?
over it, glued to it. I don't know. No animals were harmed in making this movie, by the way.
No.
Not a one.
All these animals obviously died afterwards, but
Yeah.
and then
It's literally a lizard with stuff glued to it.
we see an iguana with just like horns glued to its head at one point.
That's the one at the end.
Well, it's at the end. Is it the same one at the end? Did they
It's
see
probably
it
the
earlier?
same one.
Probably.
Obviously, the big ones are the alligator, the baby alligator, and the monitor lizard.
The alligator's got like spikes.
and horns.
Well, he's got like
horns.
horns on his like devil horns on his head.
He
and
almost
it's
looks like
a-
he's supposed to be like, I don't know,
spine
like
on
like
his
an
back.
ankylosaur or something like that.
I don't think.
I don't know.
They got-
He's an alligator with spikes on him.
Yeah, and then the monitor lizard, which is also got, they might have been the one from the very beginning. I don't know. That has like the frill and plates on it, and then they get into a fight.
They literally get into a fight.
And
I don't know if they
told
make
them-
it.
I felt like I was watching one of those, like, remember that old show on Animal Planet where they would do like bear versus snake or whatever. I felt like I was watching one of those. And anyway, and then at the end we have the gecko.
It's literally, I'm pretty sure it's like a little gecko or salamander or something like
Yeah.
that, and they glue like little triceratops horns to it.
Yeah,
And it's a T-Rex.
it's a T-Rex.
T-Rex.
I don't think Mr. Irwin was too concerned about the biology of real
No.
dinosaurs.
It's literally just a bunch
To
of
his
lizards.
credit, he wanted to do stop motion puppets, but Fox, 20th Century Fox was like, "We're giving you $1.5 million. That's all you're getting. Good luck." And he's like, "Well, no stop motion, I guess."
Go to the
Yeah.
pet store and buy some lizards.
So let me put this in context for you. The original film
Yeah,
was made for what we said about $700,000,
yeah,
35 years prior,
yeah,
which was the equivalent of around $12.5 million or so dollars.
yeah,
This movie, again, 35 years later,
yeah,
was made for the equivalent in today's dollars of about $16 million.
yeah. Which even, yeah, I mean, and
Even in 1960,
put it that
$16
way.
million is, I mean,
no, I mean, by the time inflation had hit and making in color, or pretty early color.
it's supposed to be an effects-driven movie.
Yeah, talkie movie. Talkie movies obviously were probably much more costly to make, and with the size of the cast of this movie,
And you need someone like Claude Rains.
yeah, they needed a lot more money than what they had. Claude Rains was apparently very, skeptical about doing this movie, but
He was skeptical about doing that. He was literally an invisible man. And I'm pretty sure, was he not? No, Boris Karloff was the mummy.
yeah, Boris Karloff was.
Who else was Claude Rains? What else did he do?
I don't know, but apparently
But
he
yeah.
was very skeptical about doing this movie, but Irwin talked him into it and promised him a role in a later movie or something. But anyway, yeah, I mean, creature design is bad, but let's go to effects.
Also horrible.
I mean, aside from the iguanas with the glued on plastic pieces, talk about that spider scene because wow, that spider sequence was something.
It was not good.
So there is a tarantula,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it comes down from the sky.
well, it's like a cobweb tunnel it's made, and it comes down.
And it's green.
It's
It's
so
green.
It is
bad. The
horribly,
compositing is
horribly composited onto the
poor.
onto the
They
shot.
didn't even bother to change the color from green to
Whatever the color of the spider was.
whatever color the spider was. It is
Green.
so bad.
Oh, it's awful. The way it moves is. I mean, it moves like
When
a
he
spider, I guess. But
shoots
like,
it and it drops.
it literally just drops.
Oh god, it looks so terrible.
I'm pretty sure they actually killed the spider.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's horrendous. It's
Um,
arguably one of the worst effects I've ever seen in a film.
In a studio like 20th Century Fox studio movie, yeah,
It's so bad.
it's bad.
The compositing of them standing near the dinosaurs is also not great.
No,
yeah,
no.
I mean
It's okay,
It wasn't terrible. I didn't see like any glaring blue.
but the
outlines.
compositing of the original film was better,
yeah,
Oh yeah.
which is
Uh,
impressive.
I will say some of the sets were okay. Like the
Like
Temple of Doom
the set
set
design is not the problem.
was fine. The
Like the cobweb set, the
cobweb
cobweb
set
set looks cool.
Was kind of cool. Even like the carnivorous mushroom things were like until it closed on Summerlee was like fine.
And I mean, they're the native people's little area that they're in. I mean, it all looks fine.
It looks
It
fine.
looks fine. No
They're sets.
problem with set design really.
Yeah.
But oof,
Effects were
the effects
rough.
were,
The dinosaurs falling off the edge of the cliff after their fight.
that was pretty bad.
The fact that
bad.
there's literally, you can see a hand
And-
shoving that poor monitor lizard into its probably inevitable death fighting that alligator.
It's like you couldn't in editing you couldn't shave off that like half second where the hand is visible.
It's like, you scooch in there.
It's like really oof.
Oof.
Yeah.
Tight budget.
Scooch on in there.
Tight budget, tight timetable too, because
Yeah.
Irwin wanted to get this movie out quick, and he kept having delays.
I mean,
but-
if he bought the rights to it in 1959, I mean, even let's say he bought the rights to it in January of 1959, it sounds like he struggled for a while to get financing
yeah.
before the
Well, he
studio was
wanted
like,
to have the movie out by the end of 1959, but he couldn't get financing for it. So,
Oof.
yeah, he rushed this baby, rushed it right along, and
I think he knew once he got money for it, he was like, this is not going to turn out very
it's
well.
not what now.
He's like, all right, let's just film this thing,
Let's
I
just
guess.
film these things. get
One
over
go almost.
it. And then score.
You know, it is, again, kind of like the
there.
beginning of this movie. It is a very standard,
Yeah.
50s, 60s, sci-fi, adventure type score situation.
We kind of looked at each other funny, like the scene where they're in the helicopter looking over the valley or whatever. It's like this very pretty, standard, grandiose orchestral score, and then at random points, someone like starts banging on a triangle or something, and it's like, what is this? Why are you doing that? Stop it. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's your pretty typical.
It's serviceable for the film.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not good.
No,
It's
I
not
wouldn't
good at all.
call it
It's not
particularly
memorable.
or anything.
I can
but
barely remember it.
It's there.
It is there.
doesn't-
Apparently, 2 people worked on it. Probably recycled from some other movie for a lot of it. But anyway,
They needed 2 people to come up with that.
I feel like we've ragged on this movie for quite a while, though, so why don't we get into some final thoughts?
final thoughts, Andrew.
Well, this movie, it's something. It's not good. I enjoyed the movie from last week way better than I would say I enjoyed this one.
Yeah,
A silent film
yeah.
From 1925.
from 1925. It's way better than this movie.
Yeah,
Impressive.
yeah.
And the score not memorable. It's very generic. And the cast on it, the cast is okay for the most part, I guess. They do what they're told to do and act how they're supposed to act. Like we said, the first part of this movie is not terrible, the setting up of it. But once you get to the plateau, it just nosedives hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like a straight down. The effects on it are terrible. The lizard, the dinosaurs,
The dinosaurs.
or just lizards with horns and fins glued to them. And the fight scenes are actually, you know what? I'll give it to them. They actually had real things fighting each other.
They did.
Mm-hmm. The lizard and an alligator going at it. Both of them probably didn't survive after this suit. You know, I'll give it a D.
A D. Dylan, what do you think?
It's not a very good movie.
It's not a very good movie.
It's not very good at all.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. The basic premise and setup is the same. My biggest problem is one of two things. Well, I have two big problems.
Yeah.
I have more than that. From a storytelling standpoint, there's a serious lack of motivation in this film for anything that happens and the reason for them going here, except for literally just these two dudes. Like, hey, we're going to prove each other right or wrong. In the original, at least we had like Ed's motivation for going was, you know, Gladys to have some sort of adventure so he could come back and prove himself as worthy to marry her or whatever.
Yeah.
The girl in the movie, her thing was she wanted to go look for her, you know, her lost father who was gone. John Roxon was going, one, because he's a big game hunter, and two, because he was like basically like the protector of the girl in that film.
Yeah.
It's like everyone I feel like had their motivation to be there.
Yeah.
Outside of them just being like, okay, well, we got Summerlee and Challenger. We're just going on this so one of us can be proved right. And I feel like that lack of major character motivation for pretty much the majority of the cast or the characters in this film gives us nothing to hold on to and nothing to have them a reason to get them to the end of this film. We're like, okay, well, they're just here just to be here, I guess.
Yeah.
And it just really takes a nosedive once we get to the plateau. I mean, it's just really generic, you know, sci-fi adventure movie type situation, I guess, with horrible effects, poor animals tearing each other apart, lizards with stuff glued to them, and a score that does nothing to help service the film in really any way. The other major issue I feel like from a storytelling perspective is that they're somehow, for a film made in 1925, was much more engaging because there was action spaced out throughout.
Yeah.
It was really well paced with, like, I mean, early in the film, we get the brontosaur that comes along and, you know, kind of, you know, flings their log off the thing, and we see it kind of do what it does. Then the other two dinosaurs fight, and then they come back and they have another fight later. Yeah. And then there's the 8-man situation to the whole thing. So there's some sort of, you know, action kind of going on. And then the volcano actually erupts in that film during the middle of it.
Yeah.
There's like the brontosaur, quote unquote, like attacks their helicopter and roams through. And then really there's not much more dinosaur action from that point until we get the lizard fight.
Yeah.
And then after that, we get the one thing at the end with the fire dragon. This needed them to maybe cut out something somewhere else and have that monster rampage scene at the end to have just a big finale piece. Because I feel like the finale of this film is kind of, in my opinion, underwhelming. They just escape.
This whole movie is underwhelming.
It's like
But I don't know. There's a lot of things that are wrong with this movie. The effects being a large portion of it, the storytelling being a large portion of it for me. It's just a very lackluster film that you can have virtually the same story that was told 35 years earlier with no dialogue spoken on screen be leaps and bounds better than a colorized major studio film production from 1960 be, you know, this much worse than it. So overall, it's just not a great film. I'll give it a D-.
A D-. Okay. Yeah, listen, I mean, I agree with you. But like I said, I actually was not hating this movie for the first act. You know, I thought that the cast was pretty strong. I thought that everyone was playing their roles well. I thought the banter was pretty good. I liked the idea of setting it in modern times and it not being a period piece to see what we could do different that way. But yeah, unfortunately, as soon as you get to the plateau, the movie just completely bottoms out. I mean, once you catch sight of the first dinosaur, you lose all respect for this movie. And yeah, I mean, I agree with you. The pacing is a problem. You know, obviously that first movie, and we were kind of, at least I was kind of surprised by how much screen time in that first movie was devoted to the dinosaurs. This movie, obviously, they don't want you to see the dinosaurs that often, so they use them more sparingly.
I mean, literally, the first scene with the dinosaur, it takes place at night, and the poor iguana with the horns taped to it or whatever is like hidden behind bushes the entire
fake
sequence.
trees. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a problem. I mean, I agree with you. Now, I do think they give motivation. Obviously, we know why Challenger and Summerlee are there. I actually think they actually give John Roxton more of a character arc or subplot than he's ever had before to be there. Now we've added some additional characters. Part of the problem is that we like double the size of the cast, and if you're gonna do that, preferably you would start like body count, like you'd kill some people off. Now they only kill 2 people, and they kill both of them at the very end of the movie. So it's like maybe we should have had some people die earlier. Now, I guess you could say that all the natives and Bert and White die when the volcano erupts, but we don't see that. But yeah, honestly, I mean, really, at the end of the day, these kinds of movies hinge on the monsters and the monster scenes, and these monster scenes are terrible because they're just iguanas with plastic pieces glued to them. It's something you would expect out of a very cheap black and white 40s and 50s B creature feature.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, this is kind of a B creature feature, but like you said, the fact that we had such a well-made movie 35 years earlier, that a silent film, nonetheless, and that 35 years later they're going to come back and try to readapt such a famous piece of fiction, and the fact that they didn't devote any more resources to it than they did is kind of insulting. And yeah, because like I said, I like the cast and I like the first act of this movie. I'll give it a D, but it's a bad movie.
It's bad.
It's bad.
And I'm glad we're not watching any more of these.
The next version that was adapted has John Rhys Davies in it.
Yeah, but I think it was also made on the cheap. It was a year prior to Jurassic Park. So, anyway. But no more theatrically released ones, I do not believe. So we're gonna move on from the Lost World franchise, and we're gonna go to Jurassic Park. But before that, let's talk a little bit of news.
What do we got?
Some of this came to light after we recorded the last movie, but I was a little late last week on the episode. I do apologize. But anyway, so I didn't even know this was a thing, but now I do. The source for the movie Mothra from 1961 was a novella called The Luminous Fairies and Mothra. And it is for the first time being translated to English and released.
So the original Mothra film?
Yeah. Now
it's based on a novella?
It's based on a novella. Now it's a little.
Have you read it?
No, it hasn't been translated. This is the first
time. You
time
don't know Japanese?
Translated to English, so no, I haven't read it. I think it's being released in February. I have pre-ordered it on Amazon.
Of course he does.
Now it is a bit of. It's not like a traditional source material. It was commissioned by Toho to be written with the intent of them then turning it into a movie. But yeah, so that's coming out this February. So if you're interested in that, you can pre-order it on Amazon. Also available for pre-order on Amazon are Mill Creek's next 2 Ultraman releases. The first coming this August or July or something is the American cartoon Ultraman: The Adventure Begins, also called Ultraman USA, which was...
Have you seen it?
Yeah, we've watched it.
Obviously.
It was meant to be a pilot for a new TV show, but the TV show never happened, so they just kind of retooled it into a movie, an animated movie. And then the next release, a little bit later this year, in like September or something, will be the Ultraman Decker TV show and movie, I'm assuming. So
When did that one come out?
that was the show before last.
The show before the last one that you're watching currently?
Yeah. So
Or not currently, I guess.
it came to an end, but yeah. So I think we will also have to review the Ultraman Decker movie. Is that right, Andrew?
Oh yeah, we will.
When we get that in. So yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
But other than that, I think that's all the news I've got. So, schedule wise, as we've been saying for a while, next up will be Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
Park. I hope Dylan will be able to, he'll be in person, I'm hoping, for this next one.
I'll be in person for that one.
And then the rest of them, hopefully you can call in or we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We might, I don't know, Andrew will probably have to work that Friday. We might make a trip up to the city and just watch the new one with you. And I'll just put this equipment in my car and we'll just record a podcast at your apartment.
Yeah.
Sounds good to you.
That works for me.
All right. Well, other than that, I don't have anything else. Don't forget that you can always contact us at stomthisway1954@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. Andrew,
You can
we have a website, don't we?
You can find our website at www.stomthisway.wordpress.com.
Yeah, man. If you want to follow us on our social medias, it's mostly just Facebook, but it's at Stomp This Way. So go ahead and give us a like or a follow there so you can see what we're up to.
Yep. Would be much appreciated.
Again,
And
next week, join us for Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, the Spielberg classic.
Yeah.
We're going to fawn on it. Not going to, lie. But anyway, as always, I'm Aaron.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Dylan, and we'll catch you in the next one.